Hello everyone, thank you for joining me. Today's topic, capitalism. Ah, tough isn't it? So, let's begin by saying a very simple and very clear statement. And this is a fact. Capitalism works only 10% of the time. 90% of the time, it fails. But, let's not mistake that as supporting communism or socialism. Those two don't even work 10% of the time. They are horrid. Communism is about government owning everything. They have the control. It says power to the people, but people creates groups. Those groups become government. That government controls. And no matter what you do, that's what it is. And that's what's been happening in China, what's happening in Russia, and what was happening in World War II in this side of the world. It does not work. Simple as that. It doesn't work because the power completely goes to someone. And socialism is all about everybody having everything. That is utopia. That in itself is not possible. You can say a lot of things, of course, about it. Oh, but why not? Well, we are by nature selfish and individual. If you suddenly give everybody everything, the individuality becomes common, and things that are common are not unique. And then you're not individual anymore, but a group of individuals, which became a single entity, which is not good. Of course, you have to be individual, you have to stand out, you have to be somebody that has something that others don't. That's what we want. That's our nature. This is how it works. It's not a bad thing, but in no case should one person have everything. One thing at a time. And a current capitalism makes so 10%. No, let's not be so harsh. 1% has everything. 10% has a lot of things, and 90% practically have nothing. In this case, it just doesn't work. The system is flawed, but the flaws are not in the system itself. It's in the people. The people that are actually in that 1%, in that 10%, they believe they achieved it because they were the greatest. They were the amazing, the greatest, the success, the winners, and everybody below them is a loser. No, they achieved it because they were better at three main factors supporting the current capitalism, which creates the problem because these three factors is manipulation, lying, and betrayal. As long as you have these three traits, as long as you are willing to throw away everything that makes us humans, these three traits will make you rich. You will become someone. Because you're gonna be that guy that goes like, oh, come on guys, let's do this business. I have this great idea. It's gonna make us all rich. You'll see. And then when a business becomes successful, you say like, oh, this is all mine. None of you did anything. Get out. Now you are rich, and you're going like, oh, well, everybody had lacked motivation but me. No, everybody had the same motivation. You just tricked them. And this happens so often. But people supporting and defending capitalism will never say that. They will never give that credit. They will never say, oh, I lied to my position. I betrayed some people and that's why I'm here. No, 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 no. They will just say like, oh, I earned this place. I worked hard. It reminds me of this video about transgender cyclist. The other day he won the world championship twice in females cycling. So, and he says like, I put work in it. I worked hard, I deserve this. But does that mean every other female that sacrificed their life working hard day by day that lost to you didn't put the effort in? Does that mean nobody else besides you worked that hard? No. No, that's not how it works. You have an advantage. And you use that under the pretext of putting lots of work in. And this is the capitalism. This is what we live in. This is the system that we see from day to day. Is when somebody says, I earned it, but never put even remotely close the amount of work that other people do and don't succeed. Because he knew how to use people. Let's see, simple fact. Let's take Amazon. They have a lot of businesses, they're branching out everywhere. And whenever you talk about it, you hear these stories about like the bottom, their base, the very bottom that holds the whole company is being treated like shit. You hear that often, like, oh, we don't get paid properly, we're being treated like shit, we have to work overtimes, even if we don't want or we can't, it doesn't matter to them. We have to or we lose a job, and we need that job to survive. This is everywhere. You can hear this anytime. You can read the Google it and it will just throw a bunch of these stories. And what? Are you telling me Mr. Bezos has put so much work that he deserves to use these people? That he deserves to step on their heads and pretend he's the winner? Like, no. This is not war. These are not enemies you're supposed to slay. These are people that work for you. These are the people that makes everything you have, everything you use is made by these people. By everyone. There is no such thing as being higher than another. There is no such thing as being above or being greater than someone else. Everybody's an equal. We are equal in rights, equal in standing. The only difference is our individuality. The only difference is our way of thinking. The only difference is our skills. But we don't understand that, and we think like, okay, so he's better. He ain't. He wasn't, and never will be. I can tell you that in that 1% or the 10%, 9 out of 10 don't actually have the skills or know-how. 9 out of 10 got to their position because they had connections. They lied and pushed their way through others, shoving them to the ground. And I always had this saying. When I was little, I always felt that this was unfair and that shouldn't be the case. Everybody should have equal possibilities. That's how I always saw it. And whenever I spoke to someone that was very rich and proud of who he is, I always told him that no matter how hard you try, no matter how much you pretend, as long as you achieve things through stepping on others, when you finally stumble, the only people around you are gonna be the corpses of ones you pushed. There will be no living to stretch his hand out to you and help you stand up. That's why when economical crisis hit, so many of these so-called businesses went bankrupt and so many of them killed themselves. Because there's nobody in this graveyard that you build that will come to you and stretch out and say, you helped me, so I will help you. Because that's not how this system works. And I don't want to go into much details, but this is the general idea. How can we call something a success when it works only 10% of the time, yet fails 90%? Why and how? Please do answer me in the comments. I would like to know, why is it successful if it barely works?